from the entrance. This place is quite large.
And we're the first street.
Yeah, we're right. And we're in like the front. So the people living in the back have to plan an extra 20 minutes to get out.
25 minutes to get back there, at least.
This is all set on a nature preserve. It's close to 3,000 acres. And it was started back in the 80s by Jack Eckerd. And I don't know if some people probably remember Eckerd drugs. It would be one and the same. So they started this back in the 80s, and our street is actually in the historic, they call it the historic district. So you come in through here and nothing but nature.
To when you actually come in.
This is the entrance, and we're going to show you everything in more detail later. But we even have our own RV dealership and service department.
Repair.
And we have our own post office and commerce center. And a golf course, amongst other things. Mark's working, so I figured I'd give you a little history on this place. When you actually come here, they have these big packets that they give you, and in there talks about all the different things. This whole community was started back in the mid-80s. Anybody who's familiar with Eckerd drugs, well, Jack Eckerd is the one that started the whole thing, and then it grew from there and started in sections. And originally was this street actually was the very first street, and then it grew from there. Now it's divided into different sections, which you'll see. Some are houses, some have sites like us that don't have roofs over the RV. Some you can add roofs to the RV, or you can have bigger houses, etc., etc. So they have this magazine that they give out every couple of weeks, and it tells you everything and anything that's going on. Board elections, you name it, advertisements, etc. There's I don't want to quote it incorrectly, but there's if I know my Roman numerals correctly, there's 19 condo boards within, so each section has its own condo board, and then there's the board of directors that oversees each from each. They all come together, so they have that all listed in here as well. So 19, and then they have people for different committees and boards, everything from social committee to architectural, etc. Rule wise, it's like every other thing that has an HOA. You follow the rules, and if not, you'll get a warning. But I haven't really seen any issues. We only had one when we first moved in, and we had to bring our dolly with us, and then we were asked to obviously move the dolly off the property because it's not allowed. So each section has its own bylaws, and then everything comes together. One thing I will say is there's always something going on here. Within this magazine, they have pages and pages of clubs and different things that they're doing. We have a restaurant on site. It's in where the golf course is. They do all kinds of things there. Any kind of extracurricular thing, you can find out when they're doing it here. We have a full gym. We have pickleball courts, fishing, you name it, we've got it. And it's really quite a nice community. It's a very diverse group. Not everybody is retired. A lot of people still work. Some are younger than us. Some are our age, and then some have families. They do like shows, and they offer tickets to these shows, and they have all kinds of different gatherings. They do craft fairs. I mean, you name it, they do it. And so you can really be a part of as little or as much as you want to be. I am interested in joining a couple of the art classes, but they're on days that I work right now. They're teaching watercolors, and I would love to take the class. So we're going to take you around a little bit, tell you a little bit more. We pay dues here. Some people would say the dues are excessive. I don't particularly think so, given what we're getting. Our dues are approximately $300 a month right now, but it includes cable, which is Spectrum, internet, trash pickup, and all the amenities. And there's a lot of other things that goes toward, obviously, maintenance in the yard. We don't mow, and they do yard treatments and everything for us, and it maintains the facility behind us. So for $300, I don't really think it's too bad, considering when we were using YouTube TV and our internet, we were paying $150 a month. So that's half of it right there. So Zoe is super happy being here. She's always exploring her little area. So Mark and I are going to show you around a little bit more, and you're going to get to know this place, and then we're going to take you around the area as well once we have days off together, that we can show you some things. So if you haven't noticed, every video or every so often we show you gators. There are alligators everywhere. So when you move in here, you get a note about living with alligators, and it talks about how there's 38 lakes in this community area, and also obviously the river in the back, and teaches you how to live with them. They're everywhere, and they look at us, we look at them, and they're various sizes, and we learn to live with nature. The motto here is love it here, and I can honestly say that we do. So in case you're wondering where this is, it is in Titusville, but it's located just to the west of I-95 on Highway 50. So it's a straight shot to the UCF area, straight down 50, and the 408, which will obviously take you out into Metro Orlando. So it's suburban, but yet you're 30 minutes away from everything. And the Space Center is 20 minutes to the east, and then to the north would be Port Orange, and then Daytona, etc., etc., and to the south would be Vieira and Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, those areas. So when you're interested in a property or you're renting here, because you can rent your RV sites, you get a magazine that looks like this, and it basically gives you all the information you need for the whole complex. They have their own realtors here that help with leasing and purchasing. It talks about pretty much everything in here. A couple of things I wanted to show you, if I can find it. Here it is. So this is the map, and as you can see, this place is quite large. So just a couple of things. It shows you that there's a putting green, chipping area, aqua range, and a 72 par 72 course. And we've got all the amenities that go with it. Got the library and a cafe, 6 bathhouses, 5 laundry facilities. The nice thing is underground utilities, and we happen to be Florida Power and Light, which is one of the better power companies. Where we used to live in Claremont, the wind would blow wrong and we would lose power. So even with the hurricanes this year, we did pretty well. We didn't even lose power. So it was kind of nice. And then you can see all the different areas that are delineated here. And we back up to 95 on this side. And they do a lot of advertising in this magazine. They've got different things. They also tell you about some of the shopping in the area. It's kind of a nice catch-all. They have a beautiful dog park here, and they have some designated hours for different sized dogs while their season is happening, so that they don't have any incidents with big and small dogs together. Oh, and there it is. Love it here. Fishing. Talks about how close we are to the port. All of the things that are going on here.
Okay, so here I am. We're gonna pick it up from where we left off when we drove in with our RV, and I'm gonna show you guys the check-in area. So the exit entrance is back this direction, and you'll be coming this way, coming into the property, and then you're gonna have to make a left turn right here to head on over to the check-in area. So here's two areas you can pull in with your RV when you do check in. And then right here is the welcome center. So if you do rent a property in here, then you would have to stop in here and get your welcome packet and all the information about your property. Okay, so right across the street from the welcome center is a parking lot for your vehicle, and right next door is, or right next to it, is the, I guess you call it an overnight parking lot for RVs. I'm not quite sure how this works, but you can come here the day before, or you can boondock. They do have several hookups here on this parking lot. Here's one, for instance, that is staying, I don't know how many nights, but you have to check in with the welcome office to see about getting one of these spots, and you can stay right here in the parking lot. And they do have partial hookup, so there are several of these hookup stations. They have water and looks like 30 amp that you can, I guess, rent. We've never really checked into this or have done it, but we see RVs coming in and out all the time that are staying here in this parking lot area. So that's another option to come visit TGO, maybe just for a day or two if you don't want to rent a full site. Maybe you can check in with the office to see if one of these spots are available. And we have several buildings here, and so we have the check-in area. We have right across the street is a golf cart dealership. Next to that is the golf club and also the Blue Heron restaurant, and next to it is the manor or the clubhouse, and behind it is all the other amenities that they offer here at the property, and I'm going to show you around that area. Okay, so when you're living here or staying here and you have any questions about your property, or you want to make any kind of adjustments, changes, you come over here. Behind me is the building for the community association's office, and right next door to it, to the left, back in the distance, you can see it as our post office. This is a real post office. And also in this building to the right is a massage therapist and a hairdresser. So you can literally get it done all right here on the property without ever having to leave it. Oh, and did I mention that we have our own, or I should say this property has its own RV dealership. So you can purchase an RV here. You can put your RV in consignment. You can also trade it in and get a new RV. And right next to it, across the street from it, is a full RV repair shop. So we have full RV sales and service here on the property. So this is the RV service side of the RV dealership. You can see there's quite a few rigs that are waiting to be serviced. And a full shop inside with all kinds of RV necessities, parts. So behind me is the TGO's church, and you probably heard some, or still hearing them. It has a beautiful chime every hour or so. Here this time of year, during the holiday season, it's playing some Christmas music. It's pretty neat. Okay, so now we're in the amenities portion of the community here. Walking up to the clubhouse on the left, and one of two pools. This is the bigger pool. This is the main pool. Has a hot tub in the back as well, and it's right along the golf course. So the golf course is right across from here, and I personally have not played this course, but we were told it's 18 holes, and it's a very, very good golf course. It's one where it's the top golf course in Brevard County. So from the pool area, you can access the fitness center. The fitness center is equipped with some machines, free weights. There's also a sauna in here. Let's have a look. So, I mean, as you can see, that fitness center is pretty well equipped for everything that you need to do in order to get a decent workout in. Right next to the fitness center is several pickleball courts, and right behind it are some full tennis courts. And we have some shuffleboard along the way here. So there is a pavilion slash little clubhouse that I think you can rent out for special occasions, or if the community has any kind of events they host and they don't want to use the main clubhouse, they can do it in this building. It also backs up. We'll walk around to the other side. A nice little sitting area and a little community dock where you can fish from. There's a lot of fishing going on here. There's a lot of ponds, little lakes that are well stocked with bass and catfish from what we have seen. And so this is really nice to have a bench here. You can fish here or just enjoy the view. If you're looking to improve your golf game, TGO has got you covered with a full driving range and practice facility. Unique thing about this facility is that where you're hitting your driving range balls to, you're hitting them to island greens.
Kind of a neat aspect of this, I don't know, the island we live on, or the refuge, whatever you want to call it.
RV resort?
Well, it is, but it backs up to all this wildlife. There's a fence line. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this fence line that runs the entire length of this nature trail, which is about 3 miles from end to end, and it goes into the back of the St. Johns River Basin. So this is the defining fence line. However, we have this multi-use trail that if you could take your bike, you can take a golf cart, you can walk it, and it goes from the front of the park to the back corner. It runs along all of this, but there are also several nature trails that you can access. We're going to walk this way. We'll see one that you can access that go further back into the refuge, where they have bald eagle nests on one of the trails, and they do sponsored walks from the nature center that they have here, which is it's kind of neat. They do a whole bunch of stuff with wildlife rehabilitation, and they take you on guided tours certain times of the year. Right now it's dry in this section, but there's another section that's still really wet. So they'll take you through there and show you all the wildlife that's in this particular area. And we've seen all kinds of little critters running along the fence line. It's really pretty.
From deer to alligators in these little side
raccoons,
trenches,
armadillo,
whatever.
yeah, the tortoises.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Cows. There's cattle that run along here.
Well, that'll be on the other side of the fence.
But there's a couple little holes in the fence line too, where they come through. So it's really neat, and it's so peaceful. And in the very, very back, which I'll probably show you when I'm on
car or a bike,
e-bike, because you can't access it. One of my favorite things is I come out here on my bike and I ride to the library.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to show you that later. So there's several little outlets that are designated paths for this nature trail, and this is the third one from the start. One actually starts where there's a nature trail and the hiking path, and then this is the third one. Some of them come out in the middle of the developments, and there's the bathhouses and things in that area, which is nice.
I think
it's like every quarter mile or something.
It's like every community within this community has some sort of a access path to the
Except
trail.
our street doesn't have it, but it
right. But there are a lot of
for sure
entry access points to this trail.
And as you can hear, it's
quiet right now.
It's very quiet. Sometimes you come out here and all you hear is
So this is a hot spot for all the residents to come out with their golf carts, and they're going for a ride,
hiking
through the nature, and enjoying that.
There's a few benches set up along the path. Take a break, and in the very back area, it's quite wooded. It looks a lot like some of the state parks. It's very nice. While we're here, I'm going to introduce you to my favorite place. It's right off the nature trail. While there's nobody around, this is the library. This is the most amazing RV community library I have ever seen in my life. And all you do is drop a book, take a book. Has restrooms. There's always a puzzle that's out for everybody to work on. And then you return your books here and they reshelve them for you. And then back here is game night. They do game nights. You can play cards. It's a little dark in here right now. There's an auto light that comes on. There it is. And these are the puzzles that you can take and return. Pretty crazy, huh?
Okay, so the last amenity I want to show you is the dog park here at TGO. As you can see behind me, it's quite a large area. There's a good population of dog owners here that come and use this facility on a daily basis. And they pretty much have everything that you need to be comfortable, with chairs and a little gazebo back there. And your dogs will also have a lot of fun out here. And if the dog park isn't your thing, they also have a very designated dog walk area out here that's not quite sure how long it is, but they have a specific trail that you can use to walk your dog in a safe manner and away from the street and traffic. Okay, so the only thing left to show you are the actual sites here at TGO. And there is a variety of different ways that you can live here on the property. So TGO offers RV sites. Some are very plain with just the driveway and the hookups. Some have, like ours, have a shed on them. Others you will see have what they call suites that you can actually live in, and plus have your RV on site. Some have canopies and roofs over. There are manufactured homes, and there are some site-built homes in here as well. So I'm going to show you around the different properties and the different sites that this property offers, and we hope you enjoy this. So let's get going.
what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.